They done let me in the door. They done gave your boy a chance, not a youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Man, fuck it, you ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if it's the sub button if you're new. Now, in this video, we talk about Attack on Titan, but I'm particularly talking about my review for the first episode of the final season. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this episode was crazy, bro. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they caught me off guard with the CGI. Like, I did not know that it was gonna look like that. I thought it was gonna be animated like how Wit Studio did, just like how they did in the trailer. I thought it was gonna be animated, right? But for some reason, it worked, you know? And as I continued to watch the episode, the CGI grew on me, and I started to like it. I was like, okay, I'm getting this movie type vibe, and it makes sense because the second half supposed to be a movie, like not 16 episodes. It's supposed to be like what, a 2 or 3 hour movie, whatever. But I tried to get the reaction out for it, but it wound up getting blocked worldwide, so I just took it off. So I'm gonna try a better way to basically react to the episodes. Now, I'm not gonna talk too much about the things that's associated with the manga, the things that is changed in the manga until the end of the video, but the episode starts off with Falco, and he's reaching out to the bird, telling it that it's dangerous here and that it needs to fly away. Now, this is weird because he gets saved by his brother and get took into the ditch where he can receive medical care. But the people that's caring for him, he has no idea who they are, you know, and he asks them, "Who are you?" And that's kind of weird because this is his friends that he is actually in a competition with for the next Armored Titan. So how would you know them, right? But after he says that, he then says that he was just flying around with swords. So we already know who the only people that fly around with swords with, you know? The people that's on Paradise Island. So whether, like, you know what I'm saying, that was a little bit weird, right? Now, I know what the fuck is going on because I'm more than a manga reader. But I'm going to explain that later on in the video because I don't want to spoil anime onlys, you know? Like, if you subscribe to my channel, you know. And then Falco needs to be explained that he has been in war for a long time. Now, how don't he know that he's been in war, but he was telling the bird that it was dangerous here? How do you know that it's dangerous here, but you don't remember that you're in a war? You know what I'm saying? So he's obviously not talking about the war at that very moment, you know? But like I said, I'm going to explain that later on. You feel me? But after that, you know what I'm saying, we get introduced to his friends, whatever. But more importantly, we get introduced into Gabby, which is the person that Falco's going up head to head for the next Armored Titan, you know? And now, I'm not going to lie, like, a lot of people don't like Gabby in the manga and everything, but in the anime, I'm starting to like her. Like, I never even despised her. I never hated her, whatever. I like Gabby now, like, a lot more than what I did. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how cocky she is and how confident she is. But she reminds you of a certain somebody, you know? Somebody who cares too much about what other people think, right? Throughout the whole first half of this final season of Attack on Titan, we're going to see how Gabby just cares too much about what Marley think of her. And she does a little too much than what they asked for, you know? Like, pitting herself on the line when they didn't ask her, you know, shit like that. The train had just arrived and everything, and they were trying to figure out a plan on how to stop it because without the train out of the way, then they couldn't basically bring the Armored Titan and the Beast Titan down because the weapons were too strong for them, you know, and they would just get quickly taken out, right? So Gabby come up with the idea, like, okay, to trick Commander McGeth into letting her go out by herself, you know, because she obviously wants all the glory. Get close enough, hoping that they won't shoot this innocent-looking girl and then blow up the train tracks. And that's what she does, you know? And she runs away, and Gilead comes out of nowhere, right? And this is where the CGI kind of caught me off guard. I was like, wait a minute, is that CGI? I was like, what the fuck? I was not expecting that, you know? But it looked good, you know? And you can see that they said the jaw is tightened, so Ymir is no longer a Jaws Titan, you know? So they gave up her power to this person, and he looked way different. And I can, like, later on, I can explain why he looks different, like, because we know a lot of shit in the manga. So I can explain why he looks way different than what Ymir had looked when she was the Jaws Titan. But whatever, he shows up and everything. And then you see the Cart Titan come out of nowhere with an armored face covering and guns on her back, you know? So this equipment that we seeing that's on the other side of the ocean is way different than the shit that they do in Paradise Island. So After that and everything, you see Falco basically save a enemy soldier. And the enemy soldier, even though like Falco saved him because of the good person that he is and how he cares so much the fact that, hey, this enemy soldier is in no shape to fight anymore. And even though Falco saves him, this enemy soldier is still despising not just him, but the whole Eldian race. And it just shows the hate toward Eldians. Like, bro, like, you're on the verge of dying, and you still despising us, and I just fucking saved your life, or try to patch you up, or try to save you, or whatever, and you still despising me in my face? Like, that you can just truly see the hate. Like, bro, like, to be able to hate still while you are on the verge of dying. Like, that's crazy. And after that, bro, they showed the most epic scene in this whole episode. Like, they had to do this part so much justice, you know? But they let people off the blimp, and the people that they're letting off the blimp is their own race, you know what I'm saying? So that's just even more fucked up. It was epic as hell, but still fucked up, you know? So Zeke clears his throat and then shouts and turns every Eldian that they had let off that blimp into Titans, and literally drops them on these people that they were at war with, right? Because of what Reiner says and the fact that they wasn't at a high enough altitude to basically clear out everything, you can see that these motherfuckers usually use this tactic against their enemy, you know? So we don't even know how many times they did this over the course years to basically suppress other races and force them to surrender to them and basically live the Marleyan Eldian life, you know? But it's really live the Marleyan life, like, because Eldians is like totally despised. But even though they dropped these Titans on the enemy was still able to fight back because of their anti-Titan equipment. So these people that they're at war with have been fighting Marley for a long time, to the point where they already have weapons that's developed to take out the Armored Titan and take out the Beast Titan and take out all the Mountain Titans that they're already expecting to release on them, you know? So you can totally see that these people are far ahead of the people that we know that's on Paradise Island, you know? Just imagine how many lives could have been saved with the anti-Titan equipment, along with Eren and along with Armin having the Claws of Titan now. Just imagine how many lives could have been saved if Paradise Island was developed like how the outside world is, you know? And you can just truly see how fucked up the king was to take his people and force them in these walls that has a Claws of Titans inside of them, you know? And then take the memories of his people to make it easy for them to convince that they are the last of what humanity has to offer, and have them confined in these walls and be scared of Titans their whole life, you know? They were so scared to the point where they felt like they had to pray to them like they was gods or something like that, you know? Because to them, it felt like they was being judged by the mindless Titans and everything. But if you look at it and now seeing what's on the other side of the ocean, you could kind of understand why the king did that. Like, he was fucked up for doing that, and the fact that he never did anything about the mindless Titans or the Claws of Titans living inside the walls, or about giving his people their memories back, you know, at some point in time, or just developing the lifestyle of the people that live in the Paradise Island. You could at least did that, you know? But you could kind of understand why he did all of that and created this new peace for his people, because once you see the other side of the ocean, now you can understand, like, okay, this is what these motherfuckers was going through 200 years ago, you know what I'm saying, in the Titan War. This is what the first king of the walls was protecting his people from. This cruelty of hate and war and killing and stuff like that. So you can kind of understand it. Like I said, he did it in a fuck up way, and he could like progressively gave his people back their memories or whatever, or progressively taking away the mindless Titans so that his people won't get killed. But for some reason, that, you know what I'm saying, to him, that felt like true peace, and the fact that, okay, us getting judged by the Titans is us basically getting what we deserve. You know, because Eldian people were suppressing other races and other countries in war, like how you see in this first episode with the power of the Titans, with all 9, you know what I'm saying, at one point. Not just 3 or 4 or 5, or how, I don't know how many Titans that they got, but they was doing this same tactic with all 9, and plus the Mountain Titans and everything. So them getting judged by the Titans because of tactics that they used on these people, which is letting Titans off the plane, turning them in the air and everything, and then letting the Titan shifters finish them off, you know? The same tactic that we see throughout this whole first episode. So the first king felt like, okay, since we use the Titans in that way, it's only right for us to get killed by Titans in that way. You know what I'm saying? Eldian people deserve that. So for some reason, he thought that was true peace. But and everything. But that's really the end of the episode. You know, Zeke comes down and he finishes off the fleets of ships and everything, and he looks and he turns around and he sees Reiner down, you know, and he kind of feels for Reiner because Reiner goes through some shit this whole first half, like not even just first half, first half and the second half. You know what I'm saying? He goes through some shit, and you're gonna see how he develops into this suicidal person that just wants to give up and die. You know, but it's something that's pushing them on. I know it's something. I know what's pushing them on. You know what I'm saying? But I'll talk about that in the second or third episode when we see his sort of suicidal tactics or whatever. Hopefully, I have the reaction by then. You know. But let's get into the manga shit, right? Cause it was so hard holding off on that shit. Bro, like, I swear, in my reaction, bro, like, when I seen that shit, bro, I was like, yo, my eyes lit the fuck up. I was like, yo, what the fuck? They did it in a whole different way. It's like, but I like it. You know, but I fucking like it. Because when Falco is reaching out to the bird, which is Eren, you know what I'm saying? Eren is using Odin's eyes. And y'all already know, if y'all know about Odin, Odin is from mythology and everything. And he has the ability to basically use the birds as his eyes so he can keep tabs of them. Eren has future memories of Falco reaching out to him, you know? And then after that, Falco is supposed to say, like, hey, it's dangerous here, whatever, like how we explained and everything. And then he sees Coat, and he's supposed to ask Coat, like, hey, why are you wearing those clothes? Just like how in the first season of Attack on Titan, Eren is supposed to wake up and ask Mikasa, why are your hair so long? You know, and we already know that Kid Eren is in the situation right now where he's in the future. You know what I'm saying? To him, he's in the future. So I don't know if Falco just came back from the future, like Eren sent him back, or he became the Attack Titan status founder, like how I've been saying that he possibly can become, and he set himself in the fucking past, or he has future memories of somebody who is using Odium gear. Or it could be future memories of himself, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he climbs out his Titan and he has to use Odium gear, whatever. But what's the point if you can fly, you know? I just seeing that shit, that shit fucked me up, just seeing that shit, right? Now, the intro, right? The intro to me was good as fuck, you know what I'm saying? Over Twitter and everything, I see that a lot of people don't really like it too much, and they say that it's the least favorite one that they have, you know? But to me, I like it, you know what I'm saying? They're not revealing anything, because if they reveal anything, that's too much spoiling, you know? So they can't really do it like how they did in the last season or whatever. But I like it, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have no problem with the intro or the outro. The outro looked beautiful. It looked fucking beautiful. But what I got from the intro is obviously complete destruction, right? But what caught my eye is the Titans becoming statues. The Titan shift is like Eren and Reiner becoming statues. And you see these people who are crushed and are statue-like. You know what I'm saying? What I'm thinking is that after this destruction, we know what the fuck is destroying the world right now. After this destruction, the Titans and all these people are going to become history. And it's not going to be nothing more or nothing less. Just straight history. You know, something to talk about, you know what I'm saying, in this new world that Eren is trying to create, you know? So, in this new world, there will not be not one memory of the Titan shifters or the power of the Titans or mindless Titans at all. You know, they will all just be history. So, Eren most likely is going to get rid of the power of the Titans. Like, that's something that we all knew, you know what I'm saying? Because he always says that he's going to wipe the Titans off the face of the earth, you know what I'm saying? So after he's done the rumbling and everything, I believe that he's going to basically get rid of the Titans, you know, and they're going to become statues and just part of history and forgotten, you know? What else? Oh, you see John, you know what I'm saying? You see John at the end of the fucking thing. I don't even remember that happening in the manga. I did see that it did happen in the manga and everything. But it happened in a different way. Maybe in the start of the first episode we'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Because Willie Tiber is supposed to see John. Like he's supposed to be like outside of the window that Willie Tiber is at. So but John, you know what I'm saying? So they're at when I saw that I was like, yo, is that fucking John? That's John. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that's John, you know? Now for the outro, I ain't gonna lie, like they showed Falco like a lot in that. I swear, like me knowing about Falco and how much of a role that he has to play, bro, if I'm right about him becoming the Attack Titan / founder and then sending himself or somebody sending him back to the past where he wakes up and he sees the bird and he tells it to go away because it's dangerous here. If I'm right about Falco, dude, that's crazy, man. Because they showed Falco awfully a lot in that outro, man. Like, with the tree and everything. Like, they showed Falco a lot. But that's really it, you know what I'm saying? I really can't talk too much about it because I already said that in the beginning. They didn't really show too much manga stuff, you know what I'm saying, manga related stuff, so I really can't say too much on them and everything. But I'm gonna try to get my reaction to work this time, you know, because my reaction was like hella good, you know what I'm saying? But it just got blocked where it was, so I had to take it off. So I said, fuck it, I gotta do it in a different way, and I have an idea on how to do it. So I'm gonna definitely be reacting to the second episode of Attack on Titan and getting that up for you guys early, hopefully, because Crunchyroll and everything was down at a point where, like, I was like, fuck it. But I ended up finding it somehow, and I reacted to it, but it got blocked, so I took it off. But I'm going to try to get a reaction off, and if I don't get a reaction, I'm most definitely going to get the review. You know what I'm saying? Like, the review, obviously, is going to come no matter if the reaction don't come or if the reaction does come, you know? I'm going to always review every episode all the way up until the movie version of the second half, you know? But that's really it, man. You ain't got to comment, but I do appreciate it if you sub button if you're new. And I'm out, bro.